Have you ever wondered if the person smiling across from you is hiding a storm behind their eyes? Imagine sitting in a cozy coffee shop, heart racing, as you realize the charm that's drawn you in might be a mask. That's how it started for Olivia Ramirez. She thought she'd found the perfect match, but something felt off deep down, and she couldn't quite put her finger on it yet. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, a psychologist who's seen too many hearts tangled in these webs. Today, I'm sharing Olivia's story to shine a light on spotting a narcissist without them uttering a single word. It's all in the nonverbal cues. Pay attention to 3 key things: their superior posture that screams, "I'm better than you," their lack of genuine empathy in facial expressions, and their subtle manipulations through body language, like mirroring your moves to hook you in. These aren't just hunches. They're rooted in DSM-5 criteria for narcissistic personality disorder, like grandiosity and lack of empathy. But let's dive into Olivia's world. Olivia lived in a bustling apartment in Silver Lake, surrounded by her vibrant sketches and late-night coffee mugs. As a Latina woman navigating the competitive design world, she poured her soul into her work. Freelancing for ad agencies kept her on her toes. But her personal life, it had been quiet since her last breakup 2 years ago. She craved connection, something real. Then she met Alex at a networking event downtown. He strode in like he owned the room. Chest puffed, chin high. That superior posture caught her eye first. He didn't just walk, he commanded space. People parted ways without him saying a thing. Olivia noticed how he scanned the crowd, smirking faintly, as if everyone else was beneath him. It was intriguing, almost magnetic. They chatted briefly. Alex mirrored her gestures seamlessly, crossing his arms when she did, leaning in just as she laughed. It made her feel seen, understood. But his eyes, they held an intensity that bordered on predatory. No warmth, just calculation. Still, she brushed it off. He was handsome, successful, a tech entrepreneur with stories of big deals. Their first date was at a trendy rooftop bar overlooking the city lights. Alex arrived dressed impeccably, drawing stares. He positioned himself at the table's head, even though it was round. That posture again, shoulders back, dominating the view. When Olivia shared a tough day at work, his face stayed neutral. No nod of understanding, no softened eyes. Just a quick shift to talking about his latest win. But here's the thing. Olivia felt a pull. His mirroring made conversations flow. She opened up about her dreams, her fears. He echoed her energy, but never shared vulnerabilities. It was all surface. Days turned to weeks. They spent weekends hiking in Griffith Park or grabbing tacos in Echo Park. Alex always led, choosing paths, dismissing her suggestions with a subtle eye roll. One evening at her place, things escalated. Olivia cooked her abuela's recipe, hoping for closeness. Alex complimented it, but his tone lacked sincerity, more like appraising art. When she mentioned feeling overwhelmed by a deadline, he didn't comfort her. Instead, he launched into how he handled bigger pressures. No empathy in his expression, just a blank stare, then a pivot back to himself. Olivia started doubting herself. Was she too sensitive? But deep down, that nagging feeling grew. And then, one night, everything shifted. But the real shock came when Olivia discovered a hidden side of Alex that shattered her illusions. It was during a group outing with friends at a beach bonfire in Malibu. Alex arrived late, making a grand entrance. He positioned himself center stage, gesturing broadly as if performing. Friends laughed at his jokes, but Olivia saw the smug curl of his lip when someone else spoke. Superiority oozed from him without words. When her best friend, Mia, shared a personal loss, a job layoff, Alex's face showed nothing. No furrowed brow, no sympathetic tilt, just a quick glance away, as if bored. Olivia felt a chill. Later, alone with her, he mirrored her frustration about work, but twisted it to boast about his network. "I could fix that for you." he said, but his body language screamed control, not help. The manipulation hit home the next week. At a gallery opening, Olivia's big break showcasing her designs, Alex stole the spotlight. He networked aggressively, name-dropping, while she stood sidelined. His posture towered over conversations, dismissing others with crossed arms and averted eyes. When a critic praised her work, Alex interrupted non-verbally, pulling her aside with a possessive grip. Olivia's emotions churned. Loneliness crept in, that heavy weight on her chest. She remembered her mom's warnings about men who shine too bright, but Alex's charm kept reeling her back. Text flooded her phone, mirroring her affectionate style. Yet in person, the empathy gap widened. During a quiet dinner, she teared up about family stress. His response? A blank stare, then changing the subject. She confided in a coworker over lunch in Koreatown. "He makes me feel small," she admitted. The friend nodded. "That sounds like classic narcissism." Watch the nonverbals. Olivia researched quietly, stumbling on articles from Psychology Today about DSM-5 signs, grandiosity shown in posture, lack of empathy in expressions, exploitative mirroring. But just when she thought she had it figured out, Alex dropped a bombshell that turned her world upside down. And in that moment, as the door slammed shut, Olivia realized the danger was closer than she thought. Weeks later, tension boiled over at a weekend getaway in Big Sur. Alex planned it all, his way, of course. On the drive up the coast, he dominated the music, the stops. Olivia suggested a detour. He shot it down with a condescending head shake. No words needed. His body said it all. At the cabin, overlooking crashing waves, she confronted him gently. "I feel like my voice gets lost sometimes." His reaction? A flash of contempt, a micro-expression, lips curling down. Then he mirrored her calm tone, but his eyes hardened. "You're overthinking," he said. But non-verbally, he pulled away, crossing arms like a barrier. That night, alone in bed, Olivia felt the isolation deeply. It was like carrying an invisible burden. We've all been there, right? That ache when someone you care about doesn't truly see you. It hit her hard. Empathy's absence stung more than words ever could. The next morning, a hike turned sour. Alex led aggressively, ignoring her pace. When she twisted her ankle slightly, his face showed irritation, not concern. No helping hand, just a sigh and waiting ahead. Manipulation surfaced when he apologized later, mirroring her hurt expression to draw her back in. But it felt hollow. Back in LA, Olivia's work suffered. Deadlines loomed, but her mind raced. She journaled the signs, his superior strut at parties, blank stares during her vulnerabilities, calculated gestures that hooked but never held. A turning point came at a family barbecue in her parents' backyard in East LA. Alex charmed the crowd initially, but when her cousins shared a success story, envy flickered in his eyes, narrowed gaze, tightened jaw. No congratulations, just steering talk back to himself. Olivia pulled away emotionally, but Alex noticed, ramping up the mirroring, sudden caring touches that felt possessive. The gerulum peaked when she found his phone lighting up with messages from exes, all praising him. He denied, but his defensive posture screamed guilt. And then, in the heat of an argument, the mask cracked completely. But what Olivia uncovered next made her question everything she knew about trust. The confrontation happened in her apartment, rain pattering against the windows. Olivia had gathered courage from online resources, APA guidelines on narcissism, emphasizing nonverbal red flags like arrogant demeanor and emotional detachment. "I need space," she said. Alex's response was textbook. Superior tilt of his head, as if she were beneath reasoning. No empathy, just a cold stare. He tried mirroring her firmness, but his gestures felt forced, manipulative. As he left, slamming the door, Olivia collapsed in tears. The loneliness was overwhelming, like a wave crashing over her. She thought of all the times she diminished herself to fit his grandeur. It was a common trap, one I've seen in many patients. The slow erosion of self in toxic dynamics. Days blurred into isolation. Work calls went unanswered. Friends worried. Mia urged her, "See a professional. You're not alone." Olivia resisted at first, fearing judgment, but the pain grew. Sleepless nights, that constant doubt. Finally, she searched for help. My name popped up, Dr. Emily Carter, specializing in relational trauma. She booked an appointment, heart pounding. The office was virtual, but my voice aimed to be a lifeline. In our first session, Olivia poured it out. I listened, noting the patterns. "Olivia, what you've described aligns with narcissistic traits from DSM-5, I explained gently. That superior posture, its grandiosity, manifesting non-verbally, the lack of empathy in his expressions, a core deficit, and the mirroring, often a tool for exploitation, to gain control without genuine connection." She nodded, tears flowing. It was validating. We discussed the 3 key nonverbal signs to spot early: posture that dominates, faces void of warmth, and gestures that mimic but manipulate. These aren't accidental, I added. They're patterns rooted in the need for admiration and power. But as we delved deeper, a revelation from Olivia's past linked everything. And just when she thought the healing could begin, an unexpected call threatened to pull her back in. Therapy sessions became Olivia's anchor. We met weekly via video from her sunlit living room. I shared insights lightly, with a touch of humor to ease the weight. Think of it like spotting a bad actor in a rom-com, I'd say. The cues are there if you watch closely. Olivia laughed, but the work was hard. We explored her childhood, growing up in a tight-knit family where emotions flowed freely, contrasting Alex's coldness. "Why did I ignore the signs?" she asked. I replied, "Narcissists are masters at the initial charm. That mirroring draws you in, making you feel special. But it's not about you, it's about their supply." We built strategies. Boundary setting first. Practice saying no without explanation. Role-playing helped. She visualized his superior stance, preparing responses. For empathy lack, I advised absorbing reactions in safe settings. True care shows in the eyes, the lean in. Progress came slowly. Olivia dated casually, but now scanned for those 3 signs. At a coffee meetup, a guy's puffed chest sent her walking. "Red flag," she texted me later. Work rebounded. She landed a big client, designing for a local nonprofit. Pride swelled, not borrowed from someone else. Friends noticed the change. "You're glowing," Mia said. But healing isn't linear. Panic crept in sometimes. Flashbacks to Alex's blank stares. "Will I ever trust again?" she wondered aloud. In session, I assured her, "Awareness is your shield. You've grown. That's the win." One day, Alex texted, out of the blue, "Miss you." Her heart raced, but she saw the manipulation, timing it when she posted success online. She blocked him. A small victory. As sessions wrapped, Olivia reflected, "I get it now. Spotting a narcissist silently, watch the posture, the empathy void, the sly mirrors. It saved me." And in that quiet moment, as she closed her laptop, a new chapter began. But the biggest surprise waited just around the corner, reminding her that growth never truly ends. Months later, Olivia thrived. She volunteered at a women's support group in LA, sharing her story anonymously. "If this resonates, like and share. It might help someone," she encouraged in a post. Therapy with me continued sporadically. "Dr. Carter, your insights changed everything," she said. I smiled. "You did the work. Remember, narcissism awareness is key. DSM-5 highlights these traits, but real change starts with boundaries." Her life wasn't perfect. Doubts lingered, but awareness lit the path. She dated again, cautiously, spotting genuine empathy and smiles that reached the eyes. In the end, Olivia's journey taught a vital lesson. True connection lifts you, doesn't diminish. Spot those silent signs, and you'll protect your heart. What's your biggest red flag in relationships? Drop it in the comments.